Hi everyone, my name is Luis Leiva. I'm going to talk about disaster management in the Republic of Panama. The impact of different hazards on the economic and social development of countries is increasing. Droughts, extreme rains, hazards of geotonic origin, among others, occur more frequently. Several localities in Panama have been affected by these events. The National Civil Protection System, SINAPROC, was created in 1982 with Law No. 22. SINAPROC was the entity responsible for the phases of response and recovery, and in February 2005, through Law No. 7, SINAPROC was reorganized and the phases of preparedness and mitigation were incorporated into the legal framework of SINAPROC. The National Policy for the Comprehensive Management of Disaster Risk, approved in 2010, became an important tool to guide political actions and decisions from the integral perspective of disaster risk reduction as an essential component of the strategic development of Panama. As a result of the national policy, National Disaster Risk Management Plan 2011-2015 was drawn up, which defines actions to harmonize national and local management to incorporate disaster risk reduction criteria into planning. The current government of President Juan Carlos Varela promoted congressional approval of the law on decentralization of public administration that established a new and proactive role of local governments in the prevention of disaster risk, which until then was under the responsibility of the central government, especially SINAPROC. SINAPROC is the public institution responsible for the planning, investigation, management, supervision, and organization of policies and actions tending to avoid, nullify, or diminish the effects that the action of nature or anthropogenic can provoke on the life and assets of society. The organisms attached to SINAPROC that participate in Panama's disaster management are the Emergency Operations Center, the Civil Protection Academy, and the National Volunteer Corps. In Panama, the implementation pattern that applies is top-down, since the central government, through SINAPROC, guides and implements the stages of disaster management. Nevertheless, according to law on decentralization of public administration, local governments must assume a proactive role in the task of disaster risk prevention. However, this objective is still far from being reached. Response and recovery actions are triggered by the central government. In 2015, the Joint Task Force on Security and Tourism was created, composed of governmental agencies, NGOs, the military, among others. Panama does not have statistics and updated databases on the occurrence of disasters. Studies of the University of Panama in 1991 divide the country into 4 regions according to the characteristics of its territory and the hazards they present, especially floods, earthquakes, and hurricane winds. However, according to Gira Campos, Director of Prevention and Mitigation of Disasters at SINAPROC, and in line with the National Disaster Risk Management Plan, the most frequent events are floods and landslides. For instance, in December 2010, floods led to the shutdown of the potable water service for several weeks and forced the closure of the Panama Canal, a fact that has only occurred 3 times in 100 years of operation. What about the obstacles to effective disaster management? It is necessary to reiterate that there is no updated information on the occurrence of disasters in Panama. While it is true that the greatest hazards are floods and landslides, as indicated by Gira Campos, there are no specific plans to face these events. The National Disaster Risk Management Plan mentions these hazards in a general way and provides the elaboration of plans to address them. However, no progress has been made. The SINAPROC staff is basically focused on the task of response and recovery, while these institutions tries to promote within the state the importance of giving priority to preparedness and mitigation activities. Other obstacles are limited personnel. According to Gira Campos, only 5 professionals work at the Directorate of Preparedness and Mitigation of Disasters, and in SINAPROC around 200 people to serve a country with approximately 4 million people. Economic resources. Panama is one of the fastest growing countries in the world, but this has not translated into an increase in the budget for SINAPROC. Thank you.